Walking to Regina, or walking anywhere in Saskatchewan may seem like a big feat, but when you're 94 years old and embark on a trip from Saskatoon to Regina, all with the hopes of raising money for children, the Shriners Hospital for Children in Montreal and the Jim Pattison's Hospital for Children in Saskatoon, and do that on your 95th birthday with completion in Regina. It's a marvelous feat. I've asked Frank Atchison to come back and give us a little bit of a synopsis of what he experienced in the 2 months that he was on the road. Frank, thanks for taking some time and coming down today. I want to ask you, Frank, firstly, congratulations on a marvelous job that you've done, both raising money for the children's hospitals as well as simply walking to Regina, and happy birthday. What did you like about the walk itself and the people that you met along the way?
Oh, it was really super. Met so many nice people. I didn't know there were so many nice people in Saskatchewan, but we just had a wonderful time. We started out from the Shrine Temple, and we walked all the way to the Parliament buildings. I don't think I missed a step on highway number 11. I think in mileage I walked 174 miles, and it was tough at times, but it was really worthwhile. All the nice people that I ran into, all the donations that we received along the way. And when we're speaking about donations, really, it's just starting now. I mean, I have completed I had a number of skeptics that didn't think at my age that I'd be able to walk all that distance, which I proved I could, so they could come forward now with their donations. And just to make it real simple, just Shriners Hospital on your check. You can phone the Shrine Club during business hours, and we will make arrangements to get your check. Now, that's doing business hours. Otherwise, you can leave it on the answering machine, and we will see that you get the donation picked up. Remember, folks, this is for the future of Canada and our children. What is more important in the world than our children? I think every father and every grandfather has got a bit of a Shriner in them. We think of our kids, and that's what the Shrine is all about, is children. Children's Hospital for children that are sick. And it's not just like an ordinary hospital. We look after some children right from birth till they're 18 years old. So we have a lot of connection with them. And so that's what the Shrine is basically all about. Now, on the walk, we ran into so many nice people. We started out basically at Grasswood, and that's where we met every morning. And then we went to where we were going to start. We started at Grasswood, went to Dundurn. We got a great reception at Dundurn. And then we went to Hanley, the same thing there. And basically it was that way all along. Dundurn, Hanley, Keniston, Davidson. We got quite a big reception there. And we also had a patient there that his mother gave us an explanation of his adventures at the Shrine Hospital. And so we went from Davidson to Creek. Very well received at Creek. We had a great time there. I've been going on the railroad for years. I never knew they had a lake at Creek and a beautiful golf course. And so we were just very well receptive there. We went from straight to Chamberlain, and at Chamberlain, one of our patients was there. We had quite a reception. Some of the government officials were there, and we got on, the patient and I got on a motorcycle, but they didn't dare let me drive it. But anyway, we both got on it and had a very nice reception there. And we went from Chamberlain to Findlater, but we didn't stop at Findlater. We went on to Bethune. The Lions Club were there, and they greeted us, showed us around the town, just wonderful. And the Willie's restaurant there received us, and we had a lot of fun there. We used to stop there and have our lunch. And we went from Bethune to Lumsden, and we had a little bit of a parade there. Again, I met some of the children that are going to our hospital and visited the schools. We were very, very well received, got a nice donation from the school. And again, a couple of our patients were there, and their parents spoke, and they both had spinal bifida, and they were doing excellent. So at Lumsden, then we ended up going to Regina and walking to the Parliament buildings where we were received. And again, we had 3 patients that we listened to there. One of them was young Carter, who was 12 years old, and he was the first one that had the operation for spinal bifida that they are using now all over the world. And he is a great spokesman. He can take you right from when he was in his mother's arm on a pillow and dealing with broken bones and so on, and ended up in our hospital. And they came up with this apparatus that they are treating patients from all over the world. So that was some of the experiences that we had along the way. And like I say, people were just great. They were stopping, having a conversation, and a lot of times I was wearing my fez, so if they had kids and the ladies, they wanted to have their pictures taken with me. So all in all, it was really worthwhile. The walk in places was tough. Some of the shoulders only had gravel on them, and it was like walking on marbles. And when we were at Davidson, one of the fellows there was holding a $50 bill for me to come up and pick up. So I went, and he introduced himself as Luther. And I said, "Oh, you're Martin Luther's son." He said, "How did you know my dad?" And I said, "He was a Shriner in Moose Jaw." And I said, "Belonged to Moose Jaw Club." And I said, "We used to drop in and see him on the way to some of our conventions." And I said, I asked him one day, "Where did he get that name, Risk and Hope, from?" Well, it so happens his dad was reasonably well off, and during the Depression, he lent a lot of the farmers money to put their seeding in because the banks wouldn't have anything to do with them and so on. So he had quite a bit of money out, and he said one day, I thought, "Boy, I'm risking this money. I hope I can get it." So that's how he named his farm, Risk and Hope. So that was another exciting time. So he said to me, "Give me that $50 bill back." So he said, he reached in his wallet and he gave me $100. He said, "Dad would say to me, don't be so cheap." And then I ran into a former mayor of Davidson, who happens to be my first cousin. And I had a great reception there. I got to ride around in the Model T. They showed me all through town. So there again, it was just enjoyable. All the places, most people, you'd be surprising the things that I took on. They all had something that their town had done that could be remembered. So just hearing from the ordinary guy on the street, it was sure nice. And it happened at Ladworth. A girl was down in the ditch, a young woman, and she said to me, "I remember you when you were on the train." She said, "You used to pick me up in the morning, and going to high school, I went to Davidson." And so she remembered that.
Well, I want to jump in, Frank, and just thank you for all of the effort that you've made. And we'll put the number up on the screen, and people can still send those donations in. It's not over. It's just starting, like you said. But happy birthday, and thank you for the work you've done.
Okay, thanks very much, Randy.
That's our show for today. I'd like to thank our guests, Russell Wangerski and Frank Atchison, for joining us. I'm your host, Randy Shabila. We'll see you next time on Connect.